You know that powerful love, the bond between a parent and child. What if it's not just a feeling? What if it's actually a deeply ingrained biological program? Today, we're going to decode the incredible science behind this profound connection.
Yeah, we talk about this connection in these big emotional terms, right? It's that instant, overwhelming feeling of love, that sense that this link is completely unbreakable.
But what if all that magic is actually a precise biological program, one that's been in the making for millions of years? A set of instructions, fine-tuned by evolution, all to ensure our very survival. Let's dive into how this amazing system really works.
So, first things first, why does this bond even exist? Well, it's not just about warm fuzzies. It's actually nature's master plan for continuing life itself.
Look, for any species out there, the name of the game is passing on your genes. But for us humans, it's a whole different ballgame. Our babies are born completely helpless and they need years and years of non-stop care. So to solve this problem, evolution came up with a brilliant solution. A powerful biological program that makes parents not just willing, but totally driven to do this incredible job.
So for a new parent, this mission kicks off this incredible rewiring of the brain. It's like a brand new operating system boots up, creating a state we can actually call parental dominance.
And this isn't happening in the thinking part of your brain. Nope, this is deep, primitive stuff. A tiny little region called the anterior hypothalamus acts like a switch, basically taking over and making the child's needs the #1 priority. At the exact same time, the brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens, just lights up, flooding the parent with pleasure and satisfaction from just, taking care of their kid.
Okay, so who's one of the main players in this hormonal cocktail? Prolactin. Now, you might know it as the hormone for milk production, but its job in the brain? Oh, it's absolutely crucial. It's a huge factor in creating that nurturing feeling, that genuine pleasure a parent gets just from being with their child.
And teaming up with prolactin is the famous one, oxytocin, the bonding hormone. During childbirth, it's like a floodgate opens and huge amounts of it surge through the brains of both mom and baby. It creates this intense, immediate connection. It lowers fear, builds trust, and helps cement that powerful, protective attachment right from the first few moments.
But hold on, this biological program isn't a one-way street. Not at all. The child is a very active partner in this dance, born with their own set of programs designed specifically to switch on and engage that parental brain.
And it really is like a perfectly choreographed dance. The parent feels this drive to protect, and what does the baby do? It instinctively seeks out that safety. The parent is wired to give food. The baby has the perfect set of signals to say, hey, I'm hungry. It's this beautiful, perfect feedback loop. So how does a tiny baby manage to get all this attention? Well, they use a set of universal triggers that we just lumped together and call cuteness. That oversized head, those giant eyes, the soft round features, none of that is an accident. They are very specific biological signals that are hardwired to target a parent's brain, making them almost impossible to ignore. You add in their specific cries and even their unique smell, and what you have is an incredibly powerful toolkit for survival.
And it gets even cooler. This whole interaction goes way beyond what you can see and hear. And there's this secret chemical conversation going on, forging an invisible loop that makes their connection even stronger. And breastfeeding? It's the perfect example of this loop in action. The physical closeness is one thing, but the milk itself is so much more than just food.
Get this, mother's milk has these tiny opioid-like bits in it called casomorphins. As the baby digests the milk, these compounds are released and they go to the baby's brain and create this feeling of calm and comfort. This makes feeding a really positive experience, chemically supercharging the bond with every single meal.
But here's where it gets really precise. You see that sweet spot in the middle of the chart? That's the golden mean, the optimal amount for development. But look what happens if there's too little or even too much. Development actually slows down. It's an unbelievably fine-tuned system.
All right, so all of this intense bonding stuff in the beginning, it doesn't just disappear after a few months. Nope, it's actually laying down a blueprint, both biological and psychological, that's going to last a lifetime.
And the long-term benefits? They are staggering. Just check this out. Studies have found that infants who are breastfed for at least 8 months end up with an average IQ that is 5 points higher later in life.
Now, 5 points might not sound like a lot, but to put that in perspective for you,
That's half the cognitive jump a person gets from getting a whole university degree. Wow. That just shows you the incredible power of this early biological programming.
And here's a really important point. This isn't just about mothers. Fathers' brains, they get rewired too, with similar hormone changes that help them bond. And it goes even further back. There's something called the grandmother hypothesis, which suggests grandmothers give a huge evolutionary advantage by helping to care for the next generation. The bottom line is, this biological wiring is a source of joy and meaning that ripples through the whole family for our entire lives.
So when you boil it all down, that incredible bond we feel isn't just an emotion. It's a deep, ancient biological program. It brings us so much joy, but it also makes us profoundly vulnerable. Knowing this, knowing that our most fundamental connection is literally written into our DNA, it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? How should that change the way we support families, build our societies, and maybe even how we understand ourselves?